Crown Jewel emanated live from Perth, Australia at 8 in the morning on the East Coast. And on the West Coast, 5 in the morning. And guess what? Nothing happened. Total filler. Everything on this card was total filler. Total filler. And the only match that I really enjoyed actually was AJ Styles and John Cena. Yes, it was a finisher fest. It was a spam fest of finishers. But it was fun nonetheless. It was fun. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Although I don't know why John Cena and AJ Styles did that. I have no idea why. I'm guessing. According to Triple H, it was a love letter to pro wrestling. And it's like, nah, let's not say that. Let's not. That wasn't wrestling. When you do 10,000 finishers, it's not wrestling. It's not. Then, that main event with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes was bullshit because of how it ended. It was pathetic. And we were thinking that a new member was going to join the Vision. It didn't happen. I don't know. But this was a kind of in the middle show for me. At best, like take it or leave it, but it was still total filler. So we're going to get into Crown Jewel from October the 11th, 2025. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Roman Reigns was defeated by Bronson Reed. I'm going to say that again. Roman Reigns was pinned by Bronson Reed. One more time. Roman Reigns was pinned, shoulders pinned to the mat for a solid 3 seconds by Bronson Reed. Man, get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This really pissed me off. Really. This pissed me off. Why did Roman put over Bronson Reed? Bronson Reed is not a main eventer. Bronson Reed should have not won this match. He should have lost this match, hands down. Roman should have won this match. All right? It makes no sense for Roman to lose and to take an L. And Bronson has been the second guy outside of Baron Corbin, who is no longer with the company. Outside of him, Bronson Reed has been the only other guy to pin Roman Reigns. Get the fuck out of here. And I don't understand. Like, what is the end goal for this? Like, Roman Reigns, his OTC arc has been the worst ever. It's been awful. Ever since he came back in 2024, it's just been awful. He's not done anything. Like, he put over Bronson Reed. Really? Triple H, what are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you doing, dog? You're fucking up. You're fucking up. Big time. So, basically, Roman dominated most of the match. They brought in the crowd. In the middle of the match, Roman got on the mic, asked the crowd to acknowledge him if they wanted tables, and so they obliged. He brought out the table. Roman continued to get the upper hand. He was about to go for a spear on the outside. Braun Breaker showed up and speared the shit out of Roman Reigns. Then the Usos showed up to make the save. Then the Brons and the Usos started fighting and doing moves to each other. Roman also, very, very early on in the match, he ended up getting a croquet bat or whatever and started hitting Bronson Reed with that. That was kind of funny there. He threw a couple balls at Paul Heyman, which is kind of funny. So basically, the finish came when Bronson was going to go for a jagged edge, which was basically just a Death Valley driver through the table. He got out of dodge. Jay accidentally hit Roman via spear through the table. So Roman crashed and burned through a table. And then Jay, he ate a nasty spear from Bron Breakker. And then this allowed for Bronson to hit the tsunami for the 1, 2, 3. And Bronson Reed wins. Again, this makes no sense. Then, post-match, Roman Reigns was pissed off at his cousins, rightfully so. He talked shit to him. He says the world thinks he can't do shit on his own. So Roman wanted to do this his own way. And then Roman said that he loves them. But he doesn't want to see them until after Christmas. I'm like, damn. And then the Usos, they start to argue. Jay says that Roman will always be about himself. And he's not worth helping. And then Jay walks off. So there's that. Again, trouble in paradise, problems in paradise. I don't get it. It makes zero sense. Like, what are they doing? Bronson Reed winning was not the right decision. Roman should have won hands down, for real. Like, Bronson Reed is not going to be a main eventer. He's just not. He's mid-card at best. Bron Breakker, there's definitely something there for sure. But Bronson Reed, hell no. Moving on. This leads us into Stephanie Vaquer defeating Tiffany Stratton, giving her first loss this year, for the entire year of this year, until now. She is now the new women's crown jewel champion. The match was okay, but it felt like this is something that would have happened on television. This would have been a really good Smackdown or Raw main event, really. But to me, they just didn't get us a second gear. They were always just staying in like gear 1, then they were moved to gear 2 or gear 3. So basically, the finish came when Tiffany was going to go for the prettiest moonsault ever. Then Stephanie Vaquer, she hit a nasty spinning corkscrew splash on Tiffany for the 1, 2, 3. So that makes sense. So Tiffany crashed and burned on the prettiest moonsault ever, which is smart. I mean, well, not smart, but I figured that was going to happen anyway. It's crazy that she's doing the spiral tap now as her finish versus trying to do the SVB driver. But it is what it is, because she used it in this match, and it was just a long near fall. She ended up locking in the Devil's Kiss, which was great. Got a good reaction from the crowd. She ended up doing an Eddie tribute. Rest in peace, Eddie. We still miss you, for sure. I think Eddie would be, if he was still living, would he be late 50s? I have to look and see. But the match, like I said before, was okay. It could have been better, though. Tiffany, she kind of wasn't trying here. I mean, she was trying, but again, she didn't reach the second gear. I don't know. And then post-match, Triple H came out. He embraced Stephanie Vaquer, gave her the Crown Jewel title. Then Jackie Redmond comes out. Stephanie Vaquer, she cut a promo. She thanks the Australian crowd and says that they made history together. This is not just about a beautiful championship. This represents all the motivation, support, and love they've given her. She follows her dreams. They believe in her. Now she believes in herself. So that's fine. Really good stuff there, I guess. Stephanie Vaquer is going to be a star. And she gave Tiffany Stratton her first loss. Again, Tiffany Stratton has been undefeated since early January. So, yeah. So she was undefeated for almost 10, well, right at 10 months, basically. So good stuff there. Good shit there. This is fine, though. But my thing is, what are both the champions going to do at Survivor Series? Who do they have lined up for Tiffany Stratton? And who do they have lined up for Stephanie Vaquer? We'll have to wait and see. Moving on. This leads us into Bronson Reed. He's icing his shoulder. So Paul Heyman shows up. He congratulates Bronson Reed. He says that the tribal thief, whenever the tribal chief, when people talk about the future of the industry, they'll be talking about both of them, talking about the Brons. Paul Heyman then offers an aside. So Paul Heyman tells them that no matter what happens, and how much Seth Rollins begs, they cannot interfere. It's a meritocracy. They'll find out who's better. Just in case, Paul Heyman will be preparing a victory party. And Bron Breakker wants to know the possibility of Cody Rhodes winning. What happens? And then Paul Heyman comes up to them and says, they both know the answer. Okay, that is fine there. Moving on. AJ Styles is defeated by John Cena. This was a quote-unquote letter to pro wrestling. Just a damn finisher fest. So the match started off kind of slow. AJ Styles got a really good entrance. Same thing with John Cena. Both of them got really good reactions. Alicia Taylor did great with the introductions. Really good. She put over AJ Styles' time in TNA and everything else. So good stuff there. I'm not going to really discuss this match. It's just no point. It's just basically a finisher spam fest of some of everything in this match, man. We got multiple AAs, Oshi-Garoshis, torture racks, ankle locks, STFUs, scorpion death locks, coquina clutches, the walls of Jericho, which is a nod to Chris Jericho. Cena went for the RKO. He ended up doing the punt. He also ended up doing the Sister Abigail, which the crowd went crazy. AJ Styles, he ended up hitting the Angel's Wings done by Christopher Daniels in TNA when he was there years ago. AJ did a Dead Eye, which is insane, which is a nod to Hangman. So he could very well be going to AEW next, which I doubt it, though. And then Cena ended up doing the choke slam. AJ kicked out. The crowd wanted the 619, but it didn't happen, and it wasn't going to. Then Cena hit AJ Styles with the tombstone. The tombstone, followed by the AA for the 1, 2, 3. John Cena wins. Forgot to mention, John Cena also pulled out the Accolade, and AJ Styles broke out a really good Sweet Chin music. So good stuff there. Both guys embraced post-match, and then Cena, he kissed his wife and he bounced out. So this is fine. So next year, in 2026, will be AJ Styles' last year in pro wrestling. Hopefully AJ Styles decides to go to TNA, and I think that would be great versus him just going to AEW. But when he hit that dead eye, I started to get kind of worried. Like, he might really go to AEW. You never know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that AEW would do AJ Styles justice. I just don't think that they would do him justice. All right, moving on. So this leads us into the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. They were defeated by Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Rhea got a really good reaction. Happy birthday to Rhea. So good stuff there. She's 29, so yeah. basically, this felt like a match that would take place on TV, basically. All four women, gave it their all, and it was hard-hitting and everything. But it just felt like something that would happen on a random episode of Raw. Like, this is something that could open the show or even main event the show. Take your pick. It doesn't fucking matter. So, Rhea ended up hitting the Riptide. She tagged in Io, who hit over the moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. Okay, nothing gained and nothing lost, really. It doesn't really matter. Again, I still thought that Rhea would be in a more prominent role here, but it's fine. But it is what it is. Moving on. Main event of the evening, Seth Rollins defeats Cody Rhodes. He is now the new Crown Jewel champion. He gets to wear the ring. Who gives a shit? So, towards the end of the match, Seth Rollins ends up bringing in the Rolex that Cody gave him at WrestleMania 40. There was a ref bump that took place. Rollins hit a low blow. He hit Cody with the watch. Cody's out cold. Then Rollins hits a stomp, and then he goes for another stomp off the second rope for the 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins wins. And then Triple H comes out. He embraces Seth Rollins. And Triple H puts the championship around his waist, the Crown Jewel championship around his waist. And then he gives him the ring and everything else, the Crown Jewel ring. Who cares? Post-match, Seth Rollins gets on the mic and he says that he tells Kathy Kelly he knows what she's going to ask. Seth Rollins says it feels better than anyone could possibly imagine. A lot of people dream impossible dreams, but only one man reaches the highest heights. Seth Rollins says he's the greatest of all time. There's only one. He's a visionary. He's a revolutionary. And then that was it. So whatever. And then Stephanie Vaquer shows up, and the two of them pose with their championships and their crown jewel rings, and that was the show. Yay. Are we happy? No, we're not. The only thing on the show that I really enjoyed was the match between AJ Styles and John Cena, although it was kind of video game-ish, and it felt like they were playing a video game. Like, you name it, 2K19, 2K20, 2K21, 2K22, 23, 24, 25, it doesn't matter. They were playing a video game, basically, in my world. But it is what it is. It makes sense. John Cena only has 4 dates left, and then he's done. So that's scary there, just 4 dates. We know he's going to be at Survivor Series. So, But the Australian crowd, man, they gave him a very, very good, warm reception. He got a really massive reaction. So, they did well. But all in all, the show itself was lackluster. It just was. These Crown Jewel shows, since their inception in 2019, no, my bad, since 2018, have been kind of just filler. They've been filler. And this was no different. No different at all. But I'm guessing it's all about War Games now, so who cares? Raw will be at 8 a.m. on Monday. No one is going to watch that. I will watch Raw later on Monday afternoon, and then I will give you guys a review. But what did you guys think of Crown Jewel? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.